everyone, welcome back. Stephanie from SK Artistry. So I am going to do a painting today that is greatly inspired by two artists who you guys have heard me talk about multiple times before, Cathleen from COZ Creations and Sara Taylor from Sara Taylor's Modern Art. Both fabulous ladies that I love. I've taken private classes with both of them and I cannot recommend it enough. They are full of a wealth of knowledge and they're happy to share it. They're amazing ladies. So that's the piece we're doing today. I'm going with some fall colors and kind of stepping out of my nautical comfort zone a little bit. So I thought I'd do something a little different today since we're being different. And I'll show you guys all the colors that I have set aside to use. I'm not sure that I'm going to use all of these because there are quite a few. But I'll show you guys the colors and then I'll turn on some tunes, we'll jam out and we'll get going. Okay, thanks guys. Okay everyone, so here are all the colors that I have set aside that I'm possibly going to use today. First thing is our base coat, and our base coat is Deco Art Neutral Beige Satin Enamels and Behr Satin Enamels house paint. I did mix all of my paints today with 1 part paint, and then my pouring medium is 50% GAC, 50% Floetrol. And as you guys can see, it's a very, 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 very thin consistency. So that is the base coat. And then the colors that I have to use today, whether I do use all of them or not. The first one is Mont Art Yellow Ochre, however you pronounce it, ochre. It's kind of a yellowy color. I did add a little bit of my raw umber to it just to try to darken it up a little bit, because yesterday it looked a lot more like mustard. So I did just darken it up a tad. So there's that color. This is Modern Masters Pharaoh's Gold. I really like this color and it gives good pearls. So if none of the other colors pearl today, at least I know this one should. Most of these colors are new colors that I haven't used yet before. This is Deco Art's Deep Burgundy, and I did darken this up with just a couple drops of Mars Black. Same thing, it was just a little too red, I felt like, for all the other colors. So I did add just a couple drops of Mars Black by Grumbacher to it. This is Quinacridone Nicolazo Gold by Golden. I added a couple drops of Rich Espresso to this one by Deco Art because, again, it was a little too orange for me. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone some, but some of the colors are still hard for me. This color here is Mermaid Tail by Deco Art. It's really pretty, and this one does pearl as well, just depending on what it's layered under and what's around it. But that's a really pretty color. And then we have, we'll do this one. This is Desert Cactus by Deco Art. I just wanted to maybe add a green in here, so I mixed one so I would have it. Like I said, when I go to put them on the canvas, I'm kind of gonna decide. This is Deco Art's Raw Umber. So it's just a brown, nice chocolatey color. And then this one is Payne's Gray by Golden Fluids. Again, just for contrast, I had the Mermaid's Tail, but I thought maybe I would need or want a dark blue. And then this color is Deco Art's Copper. I didn't feel like I had enough metallic in this, and I really like metallics. So I was looking through all my color options and was just trying to pick a color that would complement the other colors and that was metallic. So here are all of our options today. Like I said, I'm not sure that I will use all of them. Might use half of them, might use all of them. I'm not sure. And I can't remember the measurements of the canvas that I'm working with today, but it is maybe a 10 by 20 or something like that. But I'll tell you guys when we get to the canvas part. But yeah, I'll go ahead and get the canvas out and we'll get started here in just a second. Hey guys, we're back. Real quick before we get started, I just thought that I would show you guys a couple of things that I kind of keep on hand whenever I'm going to be painting. Also, this is the canvas we will be using, and I was wrong, it is a 12 by 24. So we're using a 12 by 24 canvas today. And then a couple of things that I always have close by whenever I do a painting, because I never know now when I'm going to use them because it's a technique that I love. These are all paper towels, and they're like the half sheet paper towels, but then I cut them into different widths. And Kathleen told me something the other day. I usually use half of that half sheet, and then I was tearing my paper towel in half to use the other end because it was, you know, a strip this big and I would only use a portion of it. And I was like, well, I could use the other end. So I've just started cutting my paper towels into another half because this is enough room for me to hold and control my paper towel however I want to do it. And then I have the other end already pre-cut because the other day I tore it in half and I didn't think about it that I did it right over my canvas. And Kathleen pointed out that the fibers or the fuzzies from the paper towels could, you know, fly off in the air and get into my paint. So instead of me having to tear them or flip it over and worry about the wet end, I've just been cutting them in half, and that's been working out really good for me. Another thing I keep on hand is my water. It's covered in paint. A mist bottle to wet the ends of these because you use them damp when you swipe with them. Another thing I keep handy is my torch because, you know, you need your torch to get rid of those nasty air bubbles. I also keep a couple damp rags with me. At first I was using them dry, and then I realized the paint really stuck in them and was mucking them up. So if I get them damp before I use them, then the paint washes out of them so easy. So I just get them damp to like wipe my hands or something if I need to while I'm painting. If I have like big globs I need to wipe off, I use damp paper towels. And then these are the couple of tools that I love and always have with me. My tweezers in case there's anything in my painting. And then these are the two palette knives that I tend to use the most. Oh, that one's got a little paint on it I need to get off. But these are the two I use the most. So I keep these with me usually. And then Kathleen taught me a really nice tool to use the other day is a skewer to add drops to a painting. You can use the skinny end or the pointy end. So I've been keeping one of these with me now. And that's really it. I mean, the last thing is my trusty hair clip that I'm going to need to use here in a second because my hair has paint in it. If you guys noticed, I have long curly red hair, and I bend over to blow or to look and see if I have bubbles or something like that, and then I paint my hair. So yeah. So that's it, guys. We are going to get started. The last thing I will preface this with is sorry if you guys hear any background noise. Today is Labor Day when I'm filming this, and the whole family is home. So I do have littles who are running around the house and who may come in here and ask me for things. But they are the light of my life and they're awesome, but they are home today. So they might come visit us. So thank you guys for your patience. I appreciate you guys being here, and let's get started. Okay, everyone, we are back. I am going to apologize if the lighting is not the best, and I know there's shadows. But I usually paint up at my desk where I have better lighting, and I have like a pool with my spinner in there. But I have found to do pieces like this, I like to not have them on my spinner. I like for them to sit flat and still on a surface. And I like to be able to save the drippings. If I do it in my pool, there's so many drippings in there from the spin pieces that I do that I don't save, that it's just impossible for me to save the drippings. And on a piece like this, it feels wasteful. So I like to be able to save my drippings. So I have hijacked my kids' little Japanese living room floor table that we have. We've literally had it since we lived in Okinawa, Japan. This table's probably 7 years old. But I took it because it is the perfect size for now. And I can sit here at it and it fit in my little space that I have to work with. If you guys saw my painting area, you would probably be mind blown with the space that I'm working with in here. It's pretty tight quarters. If you saw in any of the videos, or earlier in this video actually, behind me is a child gate, because we have a child gate up to kind of block the area that the dogs can go into, so that I have one dog who's really well behaved, and then I have one dog who will straight step right on a painting and not think twice about it. He doesn't have any regard for anything on the floor, so I just have to keep him out of my area. So that's the story there. And sometimes I pour my paint just onto my canvas and move it around. This is something that I see Cathleen with COZ Creations do, and it just, to me, it really is nicer on some canvases to just pour it around the edges first and make sure my edges are covered and then go in the middle. So I've started doing this occasionally and I actually like it. So this is a nice way to flood your canvas, make sure you get all the edges covered. And she has a nice little cup stack that she'll use to stack the painting in the back to hold it up as the paint runs down the front. I don't have that, so I just have to hold mine. So I will be in your all's way, but let's get this on here. I don't want to use all my base coat because I want to have some to use, as Cathleen says, as an eraser if I need it. So hopefully this will be enough to do to cover what I need to cover. Still on this canvas, I think it will be. I might have to do some more tilting, but that's okay. I've got a ton of paint on the mat I can scoop to. And actually, I'm gonna get my little catalyst real quick and do that. My little scraper tool.